Your dog spots a stick on the ground and something shifts in them. Their ears perk, their tail goes up. They grab it like they've been searching for it all morning, trotting ahead with it hanging from their mouth, and you smile. You let it happen. Because every dog does this. Because it seems like the most natural thing in the world. But what's actually happening in that moment goes deeper than play. And one part of it, the part nobody warns you about, could cost your dog their life. Everyone assumes their dog loves sticks because sticks are fun. That's not fun. That's foraging. Dogs come from animals that survived by hunting, killing, and stripping prey with their teeth. The weight of a stick in their mouth. The way it sits between their front paws. The resistance when they bite down. All of it maps directly onto bone. Not toy, not game. Bone. Number one, they're not playing. They're foraging. Your dog isn't playing when they grab a stick. They're replaying a memory their body never forgot. And here's why no toy you buy ever beats a free stick on the ground. A stick found in nature carries information. With 300 million scent receptors compared to your 6 million, your dog is reading a full story in that piece of wood. Soil bacteria, insect trails, rain, other animals. A rubber toy has none of that. It's silent. A stick is alive. That's also why they're picky. Have you noticed? Not every stick will do. They sniff several before they choose. That's not random. That's a decision. But pay attention to something else, and I'll come back to this, because it changes how you see your dog entirely. Sometimes the chewing isn't about the stick at all. Sometimes it's about what's happening inside them. And if you're missing that signal, you're missing something important. Number 2, chewing is their only stress medicine. Here's what's actually happening in your dog's brain when they chew. Every jaw movement activates a pathway that suppresses cortisol, the stress hormone. Real, measurable, neurochemical relief. When your dog comes home from the vet and immediately finds something to chew, they're not ignoring you. They're decompressing. When they chew after a thunderstorm, after a long car ride, after you raise your voice, they're not being destructive. They're medicating. Behaviorists call it the trifecta of calm: sniffing, licking, chewing. All three switch the nervous system from stress to rest. A 2023 study found that dogs given something to chew during isolation showed the calmest emotional states of any group tested. Not toys, not music, chewing. Think about what you do when you're stressed. You pace, you eat, you bite your nails, you scroll. Dogs have exactly one tool for this. 1. The jaw. And sticks are everywhere, always available, satisfying in a way nothing manufactured quite matches. That's not preference, that's survival wiring. What you call destructive chewing, your dog calls breathing. And hey, if your dog has ever made you question whether their chewing is something more, hit that like button and subscribe. We're here for the owners who actually want to understand their dogs. Number 3. Scientists think your dog might be using a tool. In 2021, researchers at Kyoto University made an argument that stopped the animal behavior world cold. Your dog chewing a stick might qualify as tool use. Not metaphorically, formally, by the same scientific definition used to classify chimpanzees fishing for termites with twigs. Here's what they documented. Dogs select specific sticks. They hold them down with their front paws to stabilize them. Then they chew deliberately, working the same spot, adjusting their grip, applying consistent pressure. That's not random gnawing, that's problem solving. Tool use in scientific terms means manipulating an external object to alter your own condition. A chimp does it, a crow does it, a dolphin does it. And your dog might be doing it on every single walk. What if that's not just being a dog? The debate isn't settled. Other researchers pushed back, calling for more evidence. But the question itself changed something. Because the moment you ask whether a dog is using a tool, you stop seeing misbehavior. You start seeing an animal thinking, that stick your dog is carrying. They chose it, they're working it, they know exactly what they're doing. Number 4, the injury number no one talks about, 1.4 million. That's how many dogs in the UK alone have been injured by sticks. A stick injury happens somewhere every 30 minutes. And almost no owner ever sees it coming. Here's the scenario nobody imagines. You throw a stick. It lands point down in the ground, one end buried, one end exposed. Your dog runs at it full speed. because that's what they do. And they run directly onto it. The stick enters the throat, the chest, the abdomen. A dog can impale themselves on a stick they're already carrying. Tripping, running into a tree, catching the end wrong. Veterinary surgeons at the Royal Veterinary College found that stick injuries rival road traffic accidents in the number of dogs they hospitalize. Rival. Not occasionally happen. Rival. There are documented cases. A Labrador puppy. A stick fragment swallowed on a walk. No pain, no visible sign. Found dead 3 days later. Silent perforation, because the fragment didn't show on the X-ray. And at least with an obvious injury, you know something is wrong. Number 5, wood doesn't show up on X-rays. Here's the part that makes veterinarians genuinely frustrated. Wood is invisible on a standard X-ray. A metal bolt, a coin, a fragment of bone, these appear immediately. But wood? Wood has the same density as soft tissue. It blends in, it hides. How would you even know? So when your dog swallows a splinter or catches one deep in the gum line, there's a real chance your vet cannot see it, even with imaging. And here's where it gets darker. Wood fragments can migrate. A splinter that enters through the mouth can travel slowly through soft tissue. Over days, over weeks, surfacing somewhere else entirely. Neck, chest, under the foreleg. They carry bacteria. They seed infection at every stop. Dogs come in months later with wounds that won't heal, and owners have no idea why. Sometimes there's no incident they can even recall. Just a park, just a walk, just a stick they thought was fine. The danger of sticks isn't always a moment. Sometimes it's a slow, quiet unraveling you never trace back to the park. Number 6, the tree in your backyard might be poisoning them. Most people know chocolate is toxic to dogs. Almost nobody knows the tree in their backyard might be worse. Yew trees, common in gardens across Europe and North America, contain a toxin in every part of the plant. Wood, bark, needles, all of it. And the danger is speed. Yew poisoning can cause sudden cardiac arrest before a single symptom appears. Cherry trees carry compounds in their bark and twigs that release hydrogen cyanide when metabolized. That's not a scare tactic. That's chemistry. Black walnut produces juglone in its wood and bark. That causes tremors, seizures, and neurological damage. Oak bark contains tannins that quietly damage the kidneys over time. Horse chestnut, oleander, laburnum, apple, peach, plum, apricot, any fruit tree with a pit. All of them produce sticks that can poison a dog. Your dog isn't selecting sticks by tree species. They don't know, and they can't know. Do you know what tree that stick came from? And one more risk most owners never hear about. Slugs and snails leave slime trails on sticks left in damp grass. Those trails can carry lungworm larvae, a parasite that moves to the heart and major blood vessels. Not every stick carries this, but any stick could, and you never know which one. Number 7, what the chewing is actually telling you. Remember earlier when I said the chewing isn't always about the stick? Here's what I meant. Research on over 1,400 dog owners found obsessive chewing is most strongly linked to one thing. Not boredom. Being left alone. Your dog isn't destroying things because they're bored. They're destroying things because they're anxious. And the jaw is the only relief they have. Think about what that means. Every shoe, every table leg, every cushion corner, every stick grabbed and worked down to nothing. That's not defiance. That's a dog trying to hold themselves together in the only way their biology allows. A stressed dog cannot sniff and pant at the same time. Those are two different modes. When stress kicks in and panting starts, the sniffing pathway closes. So chewing becomes the only door left open. Now you know why sticks matter so much. They're not toys. They've never been toys. They're medicine, foraging, problem-solving, and emotional regulation, all wrapped in a piece of wood. So here's the answer. Not the stick. Never the stick. But the need? Always. Give them a bully stick, a collagen chew, a rubber toy shaped like a stick, a lick mat when you leave the house. Something that satisfies what their body is asking for. Without the splinter that won't show on the X-ray. Without the yew wood they can't identify. Without the injury arriving 30 minutes from now in someone else's emergency room. Your dog has been asking for this their whole life. They just couldn't say it in a language you recognized.